Originally I wanted to be a car mechanic, and then I went to college for that, and I got bullied throughout the course, like I did during the school years. Didn't stop for me. I've got cerebral palsy and epilepsy, and people seen that as, in my opinion, as an opportunity to say that I wasn't good enough for not only school purposes, to be like friends with me at school, but in college, the mechanic students and the lecturers, which was a shock. When I'm meeting, I says, I could learn to weld, and they says, that's too hard for you. So I told my uncle about that, who's been a welder for 40 plus years. Needless to say, he went off his nut on the phone. And then he says, get your mum and dad to get a welder for Christmas. I'll come down and teach you, and we'll see what you can do. He taught me how to weld on just bits of scrap. I told him, I says, what about combining car parts with my new passion for welding? And then once we'd done that, I made a couple of small things, and then the idea came into me and says, what about starting this into a business? Because I've always wanted to start my own business, and then it just evolved from there. Years ago I looked at a spring, my first ever light that done. And I looked at a spring and I went, that could be a light. And then I looked at another spring and I went, that could be a candle holder. I had one person say to me a few years back, I like that light, but I'm no into car parts, and I don't like it because of that. I says, well, you did like the light, but you just don't like it because it's a car part. And then I had to say to her, I says, don't look at it as what it was. It was a car part, but now it's a light, so it's going to spend years in your home instead of years rotting away in a scrap heap. And it's more than just it's a feature of your living room now. This is just a bird feeder that I made about 3-4 weeks ago. It was the first one I've done in this kind of height. It's mostly all scrap. The only bits that are new metal are the leaves. This is a 6-bottle wine rack, made out of 12 horseshoes. I sell these at Craigie's Farm Shop in South Queensferry, and they're quite an easy item to make. They are one of my best sellers. This is a grave memorial flower holder. You can get these customised to your taste, and they'll begin coming out in a couple of months' time. This is just a prototype just now. Because of my disability, I've had to adapt, so I've had to make things like called third hands so that I can put them on a piece of work and it'll hold it down for me. I've had to use clamps, jigs, different pieces of equipment to keep the work steady for me. And then I've just went on for there, and then 2022 I got the Prince Trust Young Achiever of the Year at the Pride of Scotland, and I got presented with it by Lulu, and at the time I didn't know who she was. So that was a bit of a laugh. It doesn't matter if it takes you 10 seconds, minutes, hours, weeks or years to learn this. Just stick at it and you'll eventually get it. And that's what I've done. And now I've been recognised because of what I've went through and what I've had to do to get to this stage. And there's no reason other people can't do that. It's just amazing how someone that, for years when I was a kid, I would always watch programmes that you would think, that's creative and that's good, but to actually come in and actually be able to make stuff like that in the future, now it's amazing how I've actually done it, and it's just going to get better.